Hello, I'm Aaron Marino from Alpha M Image Consulting. So there I am today. I'm driving down I-75 in Atlanta, Georgia. I look over to my left, or your right, or whatever it is, and I see a billboard. What's on this billboard? A big noggin, a big head. And underneath it, it says hair transplant. $3 a graft. And I laughed to myself. I'm like, $3 a graft? I'd like to go in there and be like, yes, I'd like 3, please. I've got $10. I just want to fill in a little bit. Could you put one in? I thought it'd be funny. For those of you who are bald, you're like, fuck you, it's not funny. This shit is serious. And I understand. Because in my personal opinion, baldness is probably the second scariest thing that I can think of happening, especially if you're a young guy. That first thing is erectile dysfunction. For my foreign viewers who don't understand erectile, means your penis does not work. No lead in the pencil, boys. What? Baldness. Losing your hair. What a bitch, right? Well, the sad reality is, even if you're not bald right now, 90% of us at some point in our life are going to experience some type of hair loss or baldness. Now, you might be one of the lucky ones and it may just recede a little bit and that's it. Or maybe just a little thin on the top and it stops. Or, unfortunately, there are some of us that at the age of 20 are going to be like completely bald and that's a bummer. Or does it have to be? I've been thinking a lot about this because I work with a lot of guys, a lot of middle-aged guys, and it doesn't seem like, the age really matters. If a guy's losing his hair, it's like something, it's part of him that's missing, and you have absolutely no control over it. You see all the ads. I mean, there are a zillion products out there that are supposed to help with male pattern baldness and baldness in general. There was Rogaine. Does it work? I don't know. What I do know and what I've heard from that or about Rogaine is you put it on, it will grow a little bit of hair, but when you stop using it, it falls out. So is that really a good solution? I don't think so. Where was I going with that? Anyway, I work with a lot of guys, baldness, recapping, Rogaine, shit. Propecia, it's a pill you can take that actually helps prevent hair loss. You start losing your hair, you start taking this pill, it's supposed to stop it. Does it work? I have no idea. You watch the commercials, there's a little disclaimer that says, may cause sexual side effects. What does that mean? You guessed it, erectile dysfunction. That's a bummer. You could have some killer great head of hair and your dick doesn't work. It's like, but I've got great hair. There are laser combs where it's actually a comb with lasers in it. It costs like $200 and you brush your scalp or the thinning area a few times a day and it's supposed to magically make hair reappear and regrow. Does it work? Come on. There aren't many that I do know much about, but I know this one's bullshit. This one can't work. I actually worked with a guy who we were talking about his hair and he's real upset and self-conscious about his hair loss, and he's like, yeah, but I just got the laser comb. I go, really? Great. Let me know how that works out for you. But in the meantime, let's go get you a haircut and make do with what you got. Then there's the hair in a can that you just sprinkle a little bit on, and voila, full head of hair. Fail. Hair pieces, toupees, full wigs. Now, I must admit, they have come a long way with some of these hair pieces that they've come out with. They have this new thing, it's called a silk weave. I think it's made in like China or something, and it actually lays over your head and you can see your scalp through it. It really looks natural, and I used to pride myself in being able to spot a rug at 1,000 feet. I'm pretty good at that. I'm also good at wigs. But one of my many gifts. I can spot toupees. And but recently I worked with a guy who we were talking about getting his hair cut. He's like, I'm actually wearing a hairpiece. And I go, seriously? He's like, yeah, it's that new silk weave and it costs $5,000 and I have to get it replaced every 4 months. I'm like, damn, but it looks good. And I actually couldn't tell. So they have come a long way. Everybody knows that guy that wore a hairpiece, and it's like, he's got like gray hair under here, and all of a sudden there's this thick, really lush head of brown, synthetic-looking hair, and he's walking around, and he's thinking to himself, I don't know what the fuck he's thinking to himself, because he's like, do people really think that are wearing these things that people don't notice? Gentlemen, they notice. People notice. They just don't have the heart to tell you or to say anything. It's one day you're walking around your office, and you're bald or you're thinning, all of a sudden you go away for a weekend, you come back and you've got amazing hair, Give me a break. Everybody notices. People just don't say anything because nobody wants to hurt anybody's feelings in this politically correct world that I'm living in. You're living in, but being on YouTube, I'm living in it more. Maybe not. That's stupid. People notice typically, unless you're spending the big bucks and you're getting a really great product, people notice. And, I'm thinking to myself, if I'm a guy and I'm wearing a hairpiece, and some of you out there probably are, all day long, when I meet somebody new, the first thing I think, if God forbid they glance up at your hair because you are paranoid and petrified, they're going to know. Do they know? I don't know. They can't know because this shit looks good. And you know what? Why worry about it? Why deal with that kind of insecurity and constant worry about it when there's something that we can do about it to actually, come to terms with it and create a look that's great, sexy. Hair doesn't make the man. You do. And what you wear and the way you carry yourself and how you groom yourself, that's going to make the difference. Not if you've got long flowing locks like Fabio. That doesn't matter. Now, I personally don't wear a hairpiece. Will I someday? Maybe. If I start losing my hair, I probably will look into some options. No, just kidding. That's defeating the purpose of this video. But I will. Probably. Anyway, don't listen to me. Don't do as I say. Fuck, this is rough today. So you're gonna go... I'm not editing all this out. I figured maybe some of you will like seeing the unedited version. Well, actually, it's edited, but leaving some of the stuff that I screw up on in. Alright, here's the deal. You go bald, you're going bald. It's a fact of life. A lot of us it's going to happen too. And we got to learn to, almost embrace it because bald is in, gentlemen. I mean, you see all these athletes, these celebrities, start losing their hair, boom, they go bald, they look amazing. Women love and men love a bald, sexy man. It's sexy, it's rugged. Now, in my personal opinion, if you're looking to actually, if you don't have real strong features and you do lose your hair, or you're losing your hair, trim it real short. Get it short. Number 1, number 2 guard on the clipper, and do something with your facial hair. Grow a little facial hair a little bit lower if you don't have real strong, striking features like most of us don't. What that's going to actually do is draw the eyes down. It's going to balance you out a little bit as opposed to just really bald or really short. Have something for the eyes to draw down. Also, a great pair of glasses or spectacles with cool frames, cool arms could do the trick just as well. Now, some things that you can do if you are losing your hair to prevent or to stop it or slow it down a little bit. So, you start to lose your hair, you're going bald, there are some things that you can do to slow the process. If you've got long hair and you're going bald or you're losing your hair, take it down short. You don't necessarily have to shave it or trim it with clippers, but take some of the length off. All that weight does cause your hair to fall out a little bit faster if you are predisposed. And who's predisposed? You know what? They have no idea who's going to go bald and who doesn't. Some people think that it's correlated to testosterone levels. High testosterone levels, higher chance of you going bald. So that kid in 3rd grade with the mustache you thought was cool, he's bald right now. Your mother's father, if he's bald, chances are you're going to be bald. Is that true? I sure as hell hope not, because my grandfather on my mom's side is bald as a cue ball. He's also deceased, but he was bald when he was alive, and I have a full head of hair. But the interesting thing is, some of my cousins are going bald, but they're also really hairy. I happen to not be, so I think I sort of missed it. You're like, oh, Aaron, yeah, you don't have a lot of testosterone? No, actually, I think my testosterone level's on the lower side because I'm not real hairy, and that's doesn't matter if I shave or not. I'm just not that hairy. Anyway, off topic. They have no idea who's going to go bald and who's not going to go bald. But yeah, cutting your hair short if you start to go bald, that's going to help. Wearing a hat. If you wear a hat all the time, is it going to make you go bald? I have no idea. Am I going to chance it? No, I want my head to breathe. When I have a hat on too long, my head hurts. Using a good shampoo to basically, and scrubbing your hair to remove dead cells, does that help you stop balding? I have no idea, but it's worth a try. It's always good to clean your hair well. So let's circle back around. What is the moral of this video? I have no idea at this point. It's about hair loss. And the sad reality is, most of us will lose our hair at some point in our life. It's not something to freak out, get all paranoid, go out, spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to try and stop something. That's inevitable. We have no idea who's going to go bald. It's just kind of the luck of the draw, and it sucks. It's not fair. But you know, like any of these videos, it's about confidence. Once you come to terms with the fact that, damn it, I'm losing my hair, it's okay, we're going to make do and we're going to adjust. We're going to balance our face out, we're going to start working out, we're going to look better. It's all about confidence. Nobody cares if you have hair or not. Women, men, they don't care. It's about confidence and you carrying yourselves with poise and dignity and loving yourself and respecting yourself, and hair doesn't do that. That comes from within. A great outfit doesn't hurt, and a sweet pair of shoes helps a lot. I'm Aaron Marino. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.